Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey guys, and welcome to J is for Justice. Hope you guys are all doing well on this Sunday evening. Welcome to all my moderators in chat. Thanks for being here, you guys. Coffee, Crime, and Wine. Mary and Shell. Good evening, good evening. Hi, Norma. Chasing Truth. Hey, girl. She says, I'm going to catch the replay. Awesome. So, I've been seeing a lot of things. Actually, I haven't been seeing them, but my husband's been pointing them out to me. So, thank you, honey, for pointing these out. But there's some videos out there that are claiming a lot of crazy things as fact, like straight up as fact. And the ones that I heard today bothered me. And so I gave Don a call because why not get it from the horse's mouth, right? So the first thing was the connection to Rose Bly was one of them. Another one was that a YouTuber was saying that the Wells, Don and Candace, took out a life insurance policy on Only Summer 2 months prior to her disappearance. And this YouTuber says that they know as a fact that they did this. And then when I talked to Don, he also told me about a fake YouTube account that was made in his name. And you guys aren't going to believe this. The things that people are doing are not only affecting this family, but they're also affecting law enforcement. Because this fake YouTube account led to the TBI doing an extensive search. And you're going to hear about that because I'm going to play my conversation with Don in just a minute. And that's fine if you don't believe what Don says. But who else do we have to go off of? Are you going to go off of Don Wells, or are you going to go off a random YouTuber who says they know is a fact, but they don't produce any proof? It's irresponsible. And the bottom line is that there's a 5-year-old little girl that is gone. She's gone. And now is not the time to make stuff up. So if you don't believe Don, that's your prerogative. But in my opinion, I hear in his voice that he's devastated at the loss of his little girl, the disappearance of his little girl. I hear devastation in his voice. And if you don't believe him, that's your prerogative. So, those were the things that I addressed. And then he brought up this fake YouTube account and the TBI thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and start playing the first clip from our conversation. Let me know if you guys have any audio issues. You shouldn't. But he's a little quieter than me just because it was a phone call, so. Okay. How's it going at work?
Well, I just decided I'm not going to let Satan win, so I went back to work.
Good for you.
I made that up in my mind, So
yeah, good for you.
instead of letting him keep me down, yeah.
Yeah, is social media getting kind of crazy?
Yes, very.
Have you like thought about putting your stuff on private so people leave you alone?
Well, yeah, I thought about it, but it's about Summer. It's not about me.
I get it.
Say all they want about me,
I get it. I get
my
it.
life's tore up, but As far as I'm concerned, they can say anything they want.
there's a couple things that are being said on YouTube that's kind of bothering me. And
Yeah,
I wanted to know from you
right.
if I could set those things straight and ask you about those.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first thing is about a life insurance policy.
No, there's none.
There's
We can't
no,
even afford. We can't even afford regular insurance for our kids, like dental or anything like that.
yeah, there's a
Oh,
YouTuber that's saying they know for a fact that there was a
wow,
policy taken out on Summer by you,
wow.
yes, by you guys 2 months prior.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, see this stuff
Uh,
that's being said is just, and that's why I hear it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna call you and ask you because
yeah, yeah,
it's irritating to see all that, and
it
it's
really is.
misdirecting, you know,
Yeah,
the search for Summer.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's
so
crazy.
absolutely, there's no life insurance policies.
No,
Thanks
no.
for clearing that up. And then also, okay, so he clears up the life insurance. Now I'm reading your comments in chat, and Bridget says it's irresponsible. Hold on, let me go back. Bridget Survey 319 says it's irresponsible to help the parents financially when they still haven't been cleared as suspects. I don't know what you mean or who you're directing that at, Bridget Survey, but I don't know who's helping the family financially. All I've seen and heard are people wanting to help the boys. You know, there's still 3 kids involved here that are in Candace and Donald's custody. And I'll get to that because Don addresses some of the things that the boys received. The boys have received clothing, they received shoes, and he says thank you and he wants to pass that along. I did hear that they need firewood. However, that firewood has to be local. You can't like bring firewood in from other places, I don't think. Bridget says there's a little girl missing and they could be the reason for her missing. And you want to help with gift cards, utilities, and so on. Correct, because there's 3 children in the home. There's 3 little boys that they can take and do things. They can have new clothes, new shoes, make sure their utilities are on for them, make sure they have food. They have gift cards to go to restaurants. I don't see anything wrong with gift cards to restaurants, gift cards to Kroger, or fuel gift cards, or payments to utilities. I see nothing wrong with that. If there weren't 3 children in the home, fine. Maybe you'd have an argument. But the fact that there's 3 minors that live there that are in their care, I don't think it should even be a debate at this point. So I'm not going to address it anymore. I think it's very unfair to say that and to kind of put a damper on any kind of kindness that's coming out of people towards this family or these children. And Bridget, no one is forcing anyone to donate anything or do anything any certain way. These are merely suggestions, and what people do is their own free will. And that's the wonderful thing about helping people is that you don't have to be judged for it. You can just do it and no one ever has to know. And no one should be judged for helping. Okay, so moving forward. I don't want to talk about custody or anything like that. That is going to be up to the authorities when they figure out this case and they come to a conclusion. But right now, the boys are in the parents' custody. And I do have at the top, if you would like to donate to the Church Hill Rescue Squad, which is one of the many nonprofit agencies that have been searching for Summer, you can donate at any Civis bank in their name. Church Hill Rescue Squad, Summer Wells Search Fund. Okay? So moving forward in our conversation, let me just keep playing it. Wait, hold on. They're talking about, Rose's daughter. Did that sound robotic to you guys? Bridget, I'm not going back and forth on this anymore. Did that sound robotic to you guys? It did? Okay, it did to me too. All right, hold on. Yeah, we all just want Summer found. I'm not arguing about donations anymore. It's just ridiculous. Come on, Bridget. You're better than that. This isn't about donations. This isn't about helping the family. This is really about a 5-year-old girl that's missing. And people feel helpless. And this is the only way that they can feel like they're helping. And if that's the way that they feel like they're helping, they shouldn't be down for that at all. So stop, Bridget, Survey 319, please. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it's still robotic. That went missing.
Yeah.
Oh,
you mean Rosie? I mean.
his daughter that went missing.
Yeah.
We're clearing that up. And then also they're talking about, Rose's daughter that went missing.
Yeah.
Oh,
you mean Rosie? I mean,
or
that's Candace's mother. That's Candace's sister.
yeah. Rose is the sister. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, they're saying that there was also a life insurance policy on her that grandma had taken out, and they're trying to connect the two. And I know law enforcement has specifically said there is no connection whatsoever between her and Summer disappearing. So that's another thing that I would like to clear up, that thousands of people are watching these videos and they believe it. Yeah. And, I want to be here to kind of clear that up, to keep the focus where it should be.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It's absolutely crazy. And then, too, the FBI called me, or the TBI called me and said that somebody set up a YouTube account in my name and called some woman and told them that I buried her. Facebooked her and said I buried her body out on a lake. So they was out there for hours searching for her body.
You have got to be kidding.
And I was in church. They couldn't get a hold of me. So when I did get a hold of them, they asked me, and I said, no, I would never do anything like that.
These people need to stop. Yeah. They need to stop.
Yeah.
So they were searching out there because they thought it was actually you that made the account?
Right. Yes.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
So are they looking into who made that account?
I hope they are.
Yeah, me too. They need to be prosecuted.
They're just wasting the police's time.
Absolutely.
And another little girl got gone in Elizabethton, 14 years old. And I'm sure many others that I haven't heard about yet.
Yeah. I saw your friend from church went on a YouTube. Yeah. The guy, David is his name?
David Dodson, yeah.
Yeah, David, what a nice guy.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. He was talking about something about a red truck that was found without the plates or something.
That one didn't have anything to do with anything.
Oh, it didn't?
That was just, yeah.
But was it your neighbor's truck?
No, my neighbor has a truck. It's a Dodge, but it had nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, okay. So the Toyota Tacoma is something totally separate, that they're with the buckets and the ladder rack?
That picture is not the truck. But somebody's seen a truck like it parked at the bottom of my driveway.
On that day?
I got that strictly from TBI, and that's just hearsay. Somebody's seen it
Oh, that's
parked
it.
at the bottom of our driveway around the time Summer got gone.
And that's really the
So,
only eyewitness tip, isn't it?
Yeah, we haven't heard. Yeah, that's it. It's absolutely.
Gosh, Don, I'm so sorry for everything you guys are going through.
Yeah.
I mean, I can just tell you're devastated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I sent him the Nerf guns and it was delayed by Amazon,
Okay.
and I was like, it's probably because of where you live. It probably takes a little extra to get up there. So I'm glad they got him.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you got
They
it.
love the shoes and everything.
Well, those didn't come from me, so I don't know who those are from, but I sent him the Nerf guns. 3 Nerf guns.
Nerf guns. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
So I don't know who else sent stuff, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure you received them.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome, Don.
Yeah,
but
it's just like these kids are disappearing, and there's without a trace.
I know it. I know it.
Evil is abounding in our country. I don't know.
Okay, so maybe Candace, yeah, Coffee, Crime, and Wine. Maybe Candace is nervous because of, the hate brigade. Possibly. I mean, come on. He sounds exhausted. He sounds devastated. There's no doubt about that to me. I have not spoken to Candace, so I can't speak for her. Don did tell me that she is devastated. She's beside herself. That's all I can tell you. As far as the person who made a comment about ask him what it's like to be a prime suspect and how many times he's been interrogated. Well, he has not had the TBI or any investigators interrogating him in a while, since I think the polygraphs. They haven't been to the house in a minute. So it doesn't sound like they're breathing down their necks. Now, are they watching them? I don't know. I'm sure they have their own investigation, their tactics, whatever. I don't know what those are. I'm not an investigator and I'm not claiming to be one. But all I can do is pass along what Don responds to these things. And he's responding to these things on the spot, you guys. He's not given time to think about it. And the firewood, they need firewood not to use now, but they stock up for the winter. So usually right now, Don would be working and then he would be out also in the woods cutting down, chopping down trees for firewood to stock up. For the wintertime is how they heat their home. So you need quite a bit of firewood to heat your home. Well, I guess it's a necessity. It's their heat. Like you guys have gas or electric heat. They use firewood. Now, the one thing, no, Janice, this was not live. This was recorded when I called Don earlier today to ask him about these rumors that are floating around. Exactly, Ann. Thank you. You have to have a lot of wood if you're going to heat your home in the summer or in the winter. So you collect it in the summer. I just think because of the way they talk, the way they live, that people are being very judgy. I feel like if this was a middle class family in a middle class neighborhood in a subdivision in Midwest suburbia, that you guys would be a little more kind. Although suspicious of the mother because you haven't seen her talk, but she did go and talk. She did do one interview and she got completely bashed. So I doubt she's going to come out again. And I have to say that the authorities, I want to also clear this up and make it clear. The disappearance of Candace's sister back in 2009 in Wisconsin, the authorities have said clearly in black and white that the two are not related. So I have to assume that authorities must have something that solidifies that those two are not related. So they have something, because another thing that strikes me as odd is that this isn't like a typical, being treated like a typical abduction where we have an Amber Alert with a description of a car, a tag, things like that. We don't have them asking for the general public to be on the lookout for Summer Wells out in public with anybody, right? She's got a shaved head. They're not saying be on the lookout for this little girl. She could be wearing a wig. But these are identifying marks on her. She has a birthmark here or there, whatever. A scar, nothing. As far as I've seen, we haven't been given any identifying marks to identify this little girl in public. The only thing that I've heard is the neighbors being asked to search their yards, their property, and their outbuildings. Welcome, Dana. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the J is for Justice family. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about them not asking for the general public to be on the lookout for this little girl if she had been kidnapped? Savannah, I don't think there are any cameras around their home. The only thing they have is an eyewitness that said there was a red Toyota Tacoma parked at the top of their driveway that day. And there's just like an eyewitness account of that. And that's the only eyewitness account that we have associated with this case. I mean, as far as we know, they could have more that they're not telling us. Just because they haven't told us doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Because I feel like they have more information than they're giving us just based on those two facts alone. That the general public is not looking for her. And that they're asking neighbors to check their outbuildings and such. So they have searched a 5-mile radius around their home. And these crews, so the crews have scaled back. That was another rumor. The crews had scaled back because there was no more money. Now, I know that some of the crews are nonprofit, the Churchill Rescue Squad being one of the nonprofits. And you can donate to them at any Civis bank, like I said earlier. But it was reported by the sheriff that all of the search efforts have scaled back, not because of money. I mean, they do know that it's going to draw resources and they're going to be upside down after they pay all these man hours out. But like the sheriff said, they work through it. These are unexpected events. But the reason why the search is scaled back is because the search crews, the sheriff says, are physically and mentally exhausted from the rough terrain and the extreme conditions. So he says, just because we may not be seen as such a large presence in and throughout the area, rest assured we have not quit and won't quit until we find Summer Wells. Well, no, I'm talking about like go back to the beginning when she first went missing. There was an Amber Alert, but we didn't have any information because there's no information. We don't know where the heck she is or who she could be with. But I never heard a plea to the general public to be on the lookout for this little girl. I feel like the focus has been around her house, and asking the neighbors to check their outbuildings and their property tells me that they believe she's somewhere out there in those woods. You're right, Rachel. Usually it's like a car, a vehicle, tag number, something. But this is just like they've had a clear focus. I mean, look at the search efforts for 13 days, covering I don't know how many square miles. 4.6 square miles, which adds up to over 3,000 acres that have been searched. So since June 15th, 1,150 searches have covered the ground. Over 13,800 search hours have been logged. The TBI fixed wing flew 21.2 hours, and the THP helicopter logged 30 hours of flight. Numerous specialized search and rescue groups include, but are not limited to, the Tennessee Task Force 2, Bursar, Appalachian Mountain Rescue, Black Diamond, SCSAR, Central Carolina SAR, Great Smoky Mountain National Park, RATSR, Search and Rescue Tracking Institute, and numerous canine teams. That's very, very extensive. 13 days. They've scaled back out of pure exhaustion. Moonstone, they must think the neighbor not alive, his truck and his laptop stolen. What? Yes, I know it was a possible abduction. It just seems to be treated a little bit different than a typical abduction. Why scale back? I just said they're scaling back because they're flipping exhausted. 13,800 search hours in this rough terrain. These men are tired. Well, Don keeps talking about kids being missing and abducted because he believes that his daughter was abducted. Trisha, yes, I heard that the dogs lost scent at the top of the driveway. I can't confirm that because I got that secondhand. How is it being treated differently? Because they're not acting like she's out in the general public. They're acting like she's in the woods around her house. That's not a typical abduction. That sounds like a potential homicide. And is that what you think? They scaled back because the family are suspects? They still want to find Summer. And no matter who's a suspect, you still want to find the little girl. So don't forget that. Cooter Brown says that this case is turning his beard white. So law enforcement did say that the two missing, the sister, the aunt of Summer that went missing in '09 from Wisconsin, that it is not related to Summer's disappearance. They said that straight up. But like if they thought that the two could be related, they just wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't tell us they aren't related. They could be building a case. We don't know. The bottom line is we don't know. But what we do know, and that's all we can go off of, is what we do know. We do know that there's 3 boys whose sister is just gone. That's what we do know. I agree with you, Marge. I agree with you. I don't think they would state as a fact that the two aren't related. I mean, maybe they would. I don't know. I just don't feel like they would come out and make that statement. But you never know. That's why we follow the cases, right? So it's no use arguing and fighting and arguing amongst one another. Why? Why argue about it? If you don't want to donate to the kids, don't donate to the kids. But let the ones that want to donate to the kids donate to the kids. It really isn't something that anyone should be arguing about, because the bottom line is, look on the screen. There's a little girl that's missing, possibly dead. And we all know the statistics of missing children when they're not found within 24 hours. So before you judge Don, he's already said he knows the statistics. He's already thought about that. And we don't know what happened. A got change? Who are you? Who are you? State your name. They said we have nothing to hide. I'm assuming that's one of the family members. I'm waiting to see if they're going to respond. What, Lisa? Are you guys seriously getting mad because people are donating things to the children? I mean, no matter what, I mean, if the mom does have some kind of issues, it doesn't make her guilty. Oh my God. So we're not gonna be nice to the kids because it might benefit the parents. Are you kidding me right now? If walls could talk, how do you get your text like that? There's creators telling people not to going into chats and saying don't donate. I just can't understand being angry about helping 3 young boys. Bridget, stop. Just stop. Oh, Android does that. Bridget, just stop, okay? We're not sharing the same thoughts here. I think it's perfectly fine to donate to the boys. And I don't think that you should shit on that right now. I agree. I got change. This child needs to be brought home. Epic fonts. I see a lot of you agree. And you guys can have your opinion. I never said you couldn't have your opinion, but I just don't want arguing. Like this is a case of a missing little girl. Why I don't want arguing over it. We shouldn't be arguing over it. And just for the record, they didn't ask for donations. I had a lot of people saying they wanted to donate to the kids. So I asked what they needed. And honestly, Don was like, they're good on clothes and stuff. But people wanted to send them new things. From what I've been told, they both passed a polygraph. Now, if you listen to David's interview, the guy from church, he talked about how Candace went the first time. She was upset. She was tired. She hadn't slept, blah, blah, blah. They had her come back a few days later and do it, and she passed. And that was the same thing that Don said. Thank you, if walls could talk. So I guess I would like to take the opportunity to give people the benefit of the doubt right now. And if it turns out that these two parents had something to do with, hold on, my DoorDash person is calling me. Hold on. Sorry, they can never find our door. But if it turns out that these two parents had something to do with her disappearance, then at the very least, what are we supposed to feel stupid for helping out kids? I won't feel stupid. Because you know what? If that is the case, then those kids are going to have a lot to deal with, aren't they? So let's think about the kids. Oh, I got chicken salad from Red Robin. So, you know what? If it turns out that these parents had everything to do with it, so be it. But we were kind. We were kind to those children that if their parents do have something to do with it, they're going to be going through a world of hell. Like, who are they going to live with? Where are they going to go? Think about their future if that's the case. And either way you slice it, have empathy for the kids. There's a lot of speculation about different things, but none of it is fact. We're all just basing it off of like the drug thing. If Candace is on drugs, if. Ann says no DoorDash in these Appalachian mountains. And you know what? And whatever the outcome is, it's really none of our business what they do like in their personal lives and all of that. Like if their daughter comes home, if they're not harming their kids, we don't need to be concerned, right? So let's not talk about that. That's all I'm playing of my call with Don. I just wanted to clear up those rumors, and I'm actually going to get off here and go eat my dinner. But for those of you that donated to the boys and donated those clothes, shoes, whatever he was talking about, thank you. And I wanted to let you know, whoever you are, that the boys did receive those things. All right. Well, you guys have a good rest of your evening and be kind. Please be kind to one another and don't argue in the comments and in the chat. Just be nice. All right, you guys, have a good rest of your night. I'll see you later.